Let's see if you can bring live quicker tonight.
It looks live to me.
Come on. Okay, guys, it is Tuesday. It's 6 o'clock Pacific, 9 o'clock Eastern. And I got to tell you, sorry for that little drag that you're going to see on my side. You guys who watched this show before know that my equipment, we're going to get through it like we usually do. That's right. It is time for beer, blades, and beards. And tonight, well, we had to, how shall we say, we had the ultimate guest last week. And let's see what we can have tonight, how much fun we can have with bearded royalty. Yeah, we'll get the pointing down sooner or later. And let's see. Hey, Chris, how you doing, brother? Hope things are going well out there in Maryland. Oz, how you doing? I see Steve claim first. Bearded Chef, Mitch, Ryan, how you guys doing? Now, I know I don't need to introduce this guy because anyone who has a YouTube account has had to have seen his videos. But for those of you who don't know, Dan, introduce yourself, brother.
Hey, guys. I'm Dan, C. Bearded. I'm a teacher, coach, first and foremost, father/husband, and I have a passion about beards.
You can tell he's a teacher. Short, sweet, right to the answer, you know? You gotta love it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, buddy.
Oh, man, you were like a dream get for me right away, seeing how I think this maybe is like a 12th show that I've done. Okay. I'm like, I've got to get this stuff down before I even approach him and go, please come on, you know? Hey, Charlie Lyons, how you doing? But I will say this. I touched on this in one of your commands corners a little bit ago. You had made mention how some certain people were copying your style. Hey, Bearded Maximus. I was one of those when I first started doing beard product reviews. I'm like, I always do research, you know, try to go out there and figure out a good way to get things done. Hey, Gary Lewis, how you doing? And Maximus, if I didn't say hi a moment ago. And I saw your videos and the way you laid everything out, your style, and transformed it into my own spin, for lack of a better phrase. But I need to give you credit because I copied you.
No, appreciate it. Yeah, I don't even know what to say. It's just there's a lot of things that people do naturally, whether it's teaching, coaching, life, anything, and they see something so often that it's not even conscious most of the time, and they say it, they do it. So I don't even know the context of which it came out with, but yeah, it's a part of it. But anytime anybody acknowledges it, I always have a ton of respect for that.
Hey, Rob K, Kelly Hiker, how you? The thing I do have to admit publicly, at first I was like, how the hell is he having all this success? Because when I first found your channel, you were like at 300 subscribers. And then I blinked and you were like at 2,000. I'm wow. You know, and I'll admit there was like, what the F? But then when I figured out what you were doing and started listening and learning from you, I've been a proud member of Command's Army ever since.
Yeah, man, I appreciate everything from you. Everything. I appreciate coming in on here on Tuesday nights and chopping it up with you guys. And I appreciate your transparency more than anything. That is so very needed and amazing because there is like a natural kind of period where you see that, and I've had a lot of that kind of hate for whatever reasons, and a lot of times it's just that reason. They see the growing numbers, and oftentimes it's not happening for other people, and they have to rationalize it in their brain and attribute something negative to it, where with me it is what you see. I mean, at least I don't think I'm putting anything negative out there.
No, I can honestly say after watching all, and I've seen a lot of them, because I like your spin on things and how you get in there. And I've even said it before in one of mine. It's really weird. It's like, like what Gary Lewis had for breakfast that morning. You know what car he drives, how far he can reach your world, Yeah. Hey, Tyson and Steve, absolutely. I said hi. You just weren't listening, brother. So, yeah, there we go.
All right. What you drinking tonight, my friend?
Yeah, I know I've got bad internet over here, guys. Sorry. and I'm just sticking with plain old tea tonight. I hit it kind of hard the other night, having to watch press conferences with, what our elected leaders are doing.
All right, well, I'll pick up the slack for you. I got a couple different ciders I'll be rocking. The first one, and I drink Michigan ciders. We have some beautiful cider companies out of Michigan. And today I'm rocking Star Cut, which is made by Shorts, if anybody knows the popular beer company named Shorts. And this is called Mosa. And it is hard cider with orange juice, like a mimosa.
Yeah. That's the damage I did last night to that bottle. I'm still recovering today.
Oh, nice. Is that pop off?
No, it's a screw off. It's cheap, but after about 10 or 20 of them, it's just the job.
I meant brand.
Oh, sorry. Nah. Skull, like cheapy.
Okay. Bam. Colin coming in the chat.
Colin.
Fable Beard Co.
Thank you, man. Monday you want to take it as it's all Monday part 5 when everybody's out of school. And speaking of that, I have to come after having to homeschool my kids. Oh my God, you need a rating. I'm gonna try to fix this camera again.
Agreed. I said I think two areas of life that are going to come out of this more appreciated.
These days I'll get stuff that works perfectly, guys.
But I think it's teachers and stay-at-home moms will get a lot more appreciation.
Oh, are you kidding? I'm praying they find a cure for this virus, or I'm going to go make one because I want my kids to go back to school.
I got to be fully honest. I know there's a lot of tough times out there for people and a ton of stuff. Like with my kids' age, 4, 2, and 2 months. Man, I couldn't appreciate this time more than any other point in my life. I am in heaven.
Well, yeah. I enjoyed it because when we had to relocate from Portland, Oregon up to where we're currently at, I still am a stay-at-home dad, and I got to spend all that quality time with my older daughter. And then when my youngest was born, I got all that incredible time. But now I'm like, please get out of the house.
Yeah.
Just go away.
Oh, yeah. Age is a big factor.
Oh, and especially when my kids brought laptops home from school. I am so paranoid that they're going to do something dumb. I'm just like, can't pay for that. Be careful,
Yeah. And Tyson brings up a great point. I actually had to go to 2 grocery stores today because we had things that we need for Sam and the kids. And we all, other than Sam, all the kids have celiac. So we got like specific foods and a lot of places are out. So I had to go all over. And every grocery store attendant or worker I talked to, I thanked them. And they were everybody, and this is what I said to Sam earlier. Everyone I talked to that was working today was incredibly upbeat, like incredibly nice. It was phenomenal. It was a great day.
Yeah, our local Walmart out here. I mean, we've been going there for so long; they know us, by sight. And I left my little one at home this weekend, and the greeters were like, "Where's my girl?"
Yeah,
I'm like, she can take a day off every so often. But it was just weird, walking around the aisles and, you're like, holy crap, there's toilet paper.
Yeah, we're still hit pretty hard. There's no toilet paper. There's no sanitizer, no a lot of stuff. And I still have probably a third of my list that is missing.
Well, that's why I couldn't resist. Like with the last week's show, I opened it wearing a Spartan helmet and acting like I was, reporting from inside the land. Oh, I couldn't resist doing that.
It was great.
Well, especially my son, the look on his face when I introduced him as, the monkey and the head of the newest war band, the Simians. He was like, are you being real, Dad? What's going on?
How old's your son?
11.
Okay, I figured in that range.
I,
Was sixth
I
grade?
meant, I think so, 6th or 5th, something like that.
Okay,
I feel bad. I feel bad. I should know that, but I don't. All I
you
know is
should.
he's incredible. Yeah, he's incredibly intelligent, and he's in their school's highly capable program. And I love to refer to him as the smartest, dumbest person I've ever met.
Aren't we all?
I've literally watched him walk into a wall. I'm like,
Oh
how do
yeah,
you not see a wall right in front of you? You
dude, I
know?
did it. I did it today. I asked people. I said on my Facebook group. I said, "Does anybody else mess up the front of their hats from like hitting corners and stuff?" And they're all like, "No, Dan." I'm like, "Oh, all right, I do."
And Steve, I agree. It was a fun show last week, and the monkey is still walking around with a lot of pride. Thanks, buddy, and thanks to everybody who helped him out last week. Seriously.
That's awesome. My boys, especially Jax, he'll come in the studio when I'm working and stuff, and he'll sit down and he goes, "What's up, everybody?" And he acts like he's filming. It's super cute.
Some of my earlier videos before the whole Kappa thing hit, my littlest Brianna was in like a lot of my videos, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not really in the mood to be demonetized and sued because she's there sniffing a bottle, you know.
Yeah,
And I didn't mark it as for kids. Just
Uh-huh.
But I can guarantee you, one of my girls is going to make an appearance sometime tonight on this live feed, and I bet it's going to be Brianna.
I know they usually do come in asking for something.
No, I mean it. Yeah, and you know, or just want to say hi. I need a hug, and she's trying, you know, to get herself in the camera so she can see everybody.
Yeah.
And what was really funny is last week's, they were hiding in the doorway to watch me film with the Spartan helmet on.
Nice. I'm remotely teaching my students about the Spartans right now. I'm bummed that it's one of my favorite parts of the year and we're missing it.
That was an interesting time frame.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that whole thing with Persia going through everything.
Oh, man.
And that's why I thought I'd have some fun with you on Monday's Commands Corner. I was like, so where did Themistocles die? Which still makes me giggle where he died.
Yeah, he was and I love teaching about that because of guys like him and just how rich that history was. Everybody knows Leonidas, but there's so much more to it. And just even thinking about how they, after the Battle of Thermopylae, they went and burned down Athens, you know, like they got the city they wanted and had. So, yeah, that's amazing. So I'm bummed. I'm bummed that I don't get to teach my students that in person. And
I agree with Charlie. You can thank Sam for that Lego challenge because I flat out stole it. We've adopted it here in the house.
Oh, it's awesome, man. It's great. They look forward to it every day. Hey, what's up, Joe?
You've got an incredible teacher sitting at home. You got a stay-at-home mom. They're in paradise. You know, and I love the pictures you're putting up and just how you guys keep them, I don't want to say entertained, but like motivated and constantly learning and constantly doing something.
Yeah.
Okay. No Beard Octane. Whoa, hey.
What's up, Joe? Yeah, no doubt. It's I think it's important, and I like posting pictures because it I don't know, sometimes I think dads and beards and stuff get a stigma and acting cool and stuff, and I think it's the coolest thing you can do is interact and care about your kids. And I've had multiple people message me and say, hey man, you've inspired us to go for a walk every day, so thank you for posting the walk pictures and stuff like that. So yeah, I love it. It's all on purpose, but trying to help other people too.
Well, one of the things from my channel is I do like a step parent vlog because for my son and my older daughter, I'm not their biological dad, but I've been the only dad they've ever really known.
Okay.
So it's neat to be able to reach out and try to help other people. And the last one I shot was right before everything went pear-shaped about the coronavirus.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm being honest about, you know, I'm talking to my kids and going, you're going to be fine. This is the, you know, this might happen. This may happen. And it was interesting to get some of the private message backlash from that video. I'm
wow.
I'm not trying to scare. I'm not trying to scare my kids. I'm like, did you watch it? I'm like, at some points, I have crippling asthma. So if we're talking about a flu-like virus that can turn into everything else with your lungs, I'm the one in the house who's a little worried, you know?
Yeah. No,
And
that's a
what that whole
parenting
video
choice.
was
Man.
about.
We get parents at school of 8th graders, 14-year-old kids that are about to go to high school, and they're like, don't you dare mention world events to my kids. I still want them to be kids. They don't need to know about an earthquake going on in another country. And I just shake my head at that.
Well, I know usually we flip through the news, and I'll only spend about a half an hour on each station, because if you look at it, you watch it, you've got one network that's pro one party, another network that's pro another party, and then you've got someone in the middle trying to blame everybody. I was wondering what he was doing tonight. So I give my kids like a good flip in the morning and go, okay, well, this is what's going on. This is what you're hearing. Now let's talk about it.
That's awesome. I think it's important to talk about it. Yeah, the sweet and hot is great.
I've been doing a lot of their bacon jerky recently with Jack Links.
I haven't tried that.
It's not bad.
All right, yeah, I'll have to snag some of that. The sweet and hot is really good. Good heat level to it. Great flavor. Jack Links is not bad.
Yeah, I think you had made mention. They're like a company that took it big, but kept its small roots. And yeah. I kind of like that, you know?
Yeah, they're like the Honest Amish of beef jerky. Where are they out of? Wisconsin? All right, that makes sense. Good people in Wisconsin.
Oh, there we go. There's a question for you, Dan.
What's that?
It's coming up on screen now. It should. Oh, dang it. I grabbed the wrong one. Hookham wants to know, how's the Flint Town flow?
It's doing good. I haven't touched it up in this during this break, so I'm going to need to do that pretty soon. So I got to get the sides going. But I got the flip. If you notice there, I got the I've always wanted to get that little ducktail, you know, the little whoop. And so I got the flip on both sides. I got the length coming in. I'm just letting it grow. I entered a mullet contest locally, and they postponed it. So I said, perfect. Even more time for me to grow that bad boy.
You need to look up Colorado Rockies outfielder Charlie Blackmon.
He's my inspiration. He's my number one goal.
I was going to say, print his picture out and put it on the mirror, you know? Just be like one day, you know?
He's my number one goal. I've watched a video of him at a barber shop. I've seen so many pictures. When I say a mullet, he is what I want. Hey, shout out to the cider drinkers. That's right. I got another good one coming. So in case anybody missed it, this is Star Cut, which is Shorts Brewery out of Michigan, and it's Mosa. It's hard cider with orange juice.
I'm smoking. So,
You'll be fine. Come here.
okay.
I told you she'd peer. Okay, hold on. Let's get you more towards the camera. You want to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
Hello.
Speak up and go hi.
Hi.
Okay. Go downstairs. Mommy will be inside in just a moment.
How do you know?
Because I know Mommy. Go on, baby girl.
He smokes for 8 minutes.
I told you. I told you. Not even at the 20-minute mark. Okay, guys. Let's ask the most original question with beards. What does everyone have in beard tonight?
I have one that I'm testing for my next review. Epic Beards out of Ohio. I've got in there like peppermint scent. I forgot the name of it, but peppermint.
Nice. Miner's Beards Service Blend. You got their beard butter in right now. It's got a leather, bourbon, and tobacco scent.
Okay.
Chris, bro, you are flush with cash. Oh my God, dude.
That's nice.
Come on, pull up.
Andrew, my Friday, my review this week is Nicholas Beardworks, and I have London in the Harry Vagabond and London in the Prestige line. So I got that review coming.
That's one thing I've always wondered. When these companies contact you, do they put you on a timeline, or is it just you get to them when you can get to them?
Nope. I have a set schedule. I do a review every Friday. So I normally have like 3 to 4 companies that I'm working on at any given time. I tell them I'll have a review up once from receiving products. I'll have a review up in 4 to 5 weeks, never before that, and usually not after that. It's wildly like consistent. No, there would never, and it's not like cocky or anything. It's just that's not how I operate. There would never, ever, ever be a day where a company tells me when to post or anything like that.
See, because I like when I got a package in from Jolly Old Fat Man before they shut down, I was like, okay, now I got to move this right to the top. I want to get right in this. I want to get these reviews out. I want to get things moving. It's like I put pressure on myself to pay that company back quickly, for their faith in sending me product.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, for me, I tell them when they reach out, they're like, hey, Dan, can we have a review? And I'm like, here's how it works. It'd be 4 to 5 weeks from receiving the product. And then usually I have a pretty good idea how things shape up. And I give them a tentative date, like, hey, tentatively, you're going to be on April 13th or whatever it is. And then if anything changes, I give them an update. And I'm an open book. If you got any questions on YouTube on how my process works, about anything, man, fire away tonight. I got nothing to hold.
Yeah, Tyson. I know you're enjoying the Lombardi Trophy, brother. I know.
Connor asked me how many companies ask a week to do a review. Pretty much on a daily basis, I have like 2 to 5 companies that hit me up every day. I turn down almost all of them, or they don't accept my terms. Everybody knows I have a fee to review. It would not be possible if I did not have a fee, right? I can't say yes to 5 companies a day. It's just not possible. So usually 2 to 5 companies. For whatever reason right now, I don't know if it's because of like people being at home or economic hard times or what, but I've had a skyrocket of companies that have been hitting me up the last couple of days. Like yesterday, I think I had 12 different companies email me. Wild.
Well, yeah, I've noticed like for my small channel, my views have gone like through the roof recently. So I can only imagine for you with your success rate and companies wanting to come to you because they know people are going to be watching,
right? Right. Yeah. For good or bad.
Hey, Tim, how you doing?
People got to understand, just because it's a review doesn't mean it's good. I've had companies pay the fee and then their business was not good because it was not a good review. That's the risk they take. But yeah, it's been a huge uptick lately in companies reaching out. I think I had 12 yesterday.
Dang.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Respect on that one. On that one.
It's wild, man. Supply and demand's a good thing, though.
Well, yeah, I'm still in that giddy phase when I see an owner of a company respond on my YouTube channel,
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, they actually watched, cool.
Yeah, that's cool. And hopefully tonight we'll touch on what the heck was that? Got a weird YouTube thing. Hopefully tonight we can touch on the a lot of people probably don't know the backstory of Wolf and Iron in my video, right? Everyone always says, oh, he only does positive things, and they don't realize that I'm always honest. I'm always ruthless when I need to be, but I just say it in a certain tone.
Yes.
But I don't know if you want to
let's get to that. Let's get to that one right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's get to it right now. We got nothing to hide.
Yeah, so it starts with
all
you.
Right, guys, so
you tell me this backstory, and then I'll pick up where you leave off.
So, like I've seen with a lot of companies, I've had some successes, like with Johnny Slicks. I see an ad on Facebook, and I pull up their company and take a look and go, okay, that looks interesting, and I place an order. Wolf and Iron was the exact same way. It kept popping up and popping up and popping up. So I went, all right, I really didn't want to drop $20 on a 1 ounce beard oil and not like it. So when they had that sample pack with just pay the shipping, bam, done deal. You know, got it in the mail, tried it out, and it was just freaking horrible.
Bad.
You know, I really tried to be positive in the review that I did, but I couldn't pull any punches with it. And what set them a little bit aside and different from me was when I did a review for the flooring company, and I couldn't track down a lot of those guys and a lot of info on them. They reached out to me. We had a video chat, and it became more positive, and I have a great relationship with them. But Wolf and Iron took a negative spin and basically said, you're not our customer because you don't get our brand. All right. So I took that over to Instagram, posted it up, and went, you know, you guys got to be careful about stuff just like this because this is what you're going to see. And I'll admit, I was a bit shocked when you reached out and said, do you have any more of the samples left? You know, and that's when, you know, no lie, guys, I sent him the samples. I actually sent him 2 because the first one sent didn't arrive when it was supposed to. So we ordered a second one. And I think they arrived like a day after each other or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Dan picked it up and he shot his review, which I thought was really, really cool.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
That was a surreal process because I've had bad interactions with companies, but it's almost always been privately, just really immature owners, really just awful business tactics of people who should never be owning a business. But I don't usually give that the time of day. As I've said before, I don't want to give them my platform. But the Wolf and Iron was different because of how public they were with it. And I've seen a company recently that have used that same exact playbook, and it was disgusting to me to see another company try and go about that, shock and awe. Everybody else is garbage. We're the best. No. If you have to take that route, you're definitely not. And I thought maybe this would be like a shot of humility. I'm probably going to get 10,000 views on that video in a couple months. You know, maybe they'll think about it twice, right? Maybe they were trying to pick on somebody who had less viewers. No, he like doubled down on my channel and said the same things and went deeper. And I was just blown away. I don't think anybody in any circle would walk away from that being like, you know what? I get it. I get it from that owner's point of view. That makes sense for them.
And hey, Buck and Moose, welcome. Nice to have you in here. And I guess what Wolf and Iron missed in that video that I shot, I actually reached out to 5 different beard companies and asked them about a single carrier oil and their opinion on it. And yeah, Gary's in here, so I can say it. Gary was one of them I reached out to as well. There was one that actually gave me homework to go try out, and that was Boston Beard Co. He thought and just try straight argan oil in your beard for a week and see how it feels. And I can definitely say straight argan oil without, as you put it, like, you know, you got your quarterback, but you need your wide receivers and running backs and everything. Straight argan oil does not work well in my beard. It really dries it out.
And no one's. It's not an oil for the most part only does one job, and you need to maintain your skin and your hair. You need to have multiple jobs, and there's no oil that can do all of those things. One thing that really made me mad was he was really blatantly taking shots at companies that I worked with and liked, like Beard Octane. And it couldn't have been any more obvious. He said, like, if you have a beard silhouette as your logo, you're boring, you're lazy. And if you have a scent named like Rodeo, what's wrong with you? Well, Beard Octane has a scent named Rodeo, and they also have a beard silhouette for their logo.
Well, what I really found funny, did you listen to his podcast about his beard oil?
No.
Oh, I did. That's 20 minutes of my life I want back. And how he was bragging about the top beard reviewers in the world tried his stuff.
There were none.
And they thought it was the greatest they've ever had. You know, it was the best beard oil. It did everything it was supposed to do. And what I think is funny is if you go out there now and you take a look at Wolf and Iron, there's my video, there's mine, there's yours, and there's one other guy. who got sample packs, and he wanted to see how they would do while he was hunting.
Okay. I wouldn't recommend hunting.
I made him.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend hunting with that scent or with those scents.
Well, yeah, and I'm like, you're supposed to smell like you just crawled out of a sewer in the middle of the woods. You don't want to smell pretty. That'll get you spotted, and in the military, that'll get you killed.
Yeah.
But it was weird asking that guy questions who went hunting, and you could see like this massive growth in his beard. And the way he was trying to explain it was, well, this was kind of over a weekend. I'm like, wait a minute. You were summer. Now it's in the middle of winter. You want to back that up and try it again?
Yeah, that was a ridiculous, and they still never messaged me. Most of the time this happens, and I've had bad interactions. I've even had bad interactions with companies that you've mentioned tonight, and I'm not going to bring anything up, but literally once I've had terrible interactions with in private, and it usually stays there, and that's where I leave it. They never even messaged me. Like they did it all public and just left it.
Well, I got to give him credit for slicing his own throat publicly because, man, he did that. The owner.
Yeah, he's not a coward.
I even reached out to him and said, hey, I'd love to have you on the show. I'd love to talk about it a little bit more, and let's see if we can't clear some open air. And he has declined to even come on the show.
Did he respond?
Yeah, he said, no, not interested.
Wow. Yeah,
but what's really funny is he's good friends with the owner of a company that I have an amazing relationship with. So it's like that fine line that I'm treading so I don't, tick off a company that I love their products and I love the owner and everything. But when I made mention of Wolf and Iron in a live stream that he was on, you could just see everything in his body just shut down quick. And he's like, yeah, I'm friends with that guy. I'm like, okay,
wow.
Done.
Johnny Slicks.
Any names, but yeah.
Yeah, I was disappointed in Johnny Slicks like just a couple days ago, actually. Somebody messaged me and they were like, hey, man, have you reviewed Johnny Slicks? And I was like, no. I said, I would love to. I wish they would make it happen. Right. And again, nothing is, I'm extremely transparent. Everything's out there. And the person reached out to Johnny Slicks, and then Johnny Slicks, which we talked on your stream when you had Johnny Slicks on your stream, and he was like we spoke, and we've even talked in private before that because I had an issue with something Johnny Slicks said a while ago when he was spinning on a few things, but and again, passionate guy, seems like he's amazing, but his response to this person asking, say, hey, you should get a hold of Dan C and have him review your products. His response was very different than what he had said in your live stream. He said, no, I don't do any paid reviews. I don't believe that those people are honest. It's a dishonest review to do that. We don't believe in that. And it's like, dude, he's asking specifically about my channel. And if you think there's something dishonest about this channel, that's not how your tone has been every other time. But you say that in private to a consumer like that. I was super disappointed in that. And that was just like 2 days ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you can say no, you can say I don't pay for fees, I don't do any of that stuff, but to say it's not honest, like, come on, man. I got a few I could show you.
Yeah, not defending him. Okay. But I can kind of see it because I know there's some reviewers out there who will take that cash, and even though you can tell they hate the product, they'll give you a great review.
Right.
Not saying you're one of them. Don't go there because I'm not. I know you, and I know how open you've been about everything.
Yeah. But that was my only issue is the guy was specifically asking about me, and that was their response.
Okay.
So, yeah, I just thought that was interesting. And then I've never heard back from Wolf and Iron. I know he had a post about closing down for a while or whatever, but yeah,
because his family issues, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And I said in the video, I hope all is good there and everything.
Yep.
As Andrew said there, I have a video titled, Unfortunately, the Worst Products I Ever Had in My Beard. That company reached out to me. That company sent me products. That company paid my fee. I always make it clear. You can ask any company that's ever reached out to me. I said that I have a fee for my time, my equipment, everything. I said it does not change the honesty. That company sent me products and paid the fee. And I said it was the worst thing that's ever been in my beard.
Wasn't that Danish company? Was it that one?
No, they're out in New York.
Okay.
I can't remember the name of it, but they paid me too. So that's another great example. Copenhagen, the Denmark company. I couldn't use it. That company paid me as well. You can message them and ask them that was a fee and everything too. So like to say that that's not honest, come on, man. I can give you a track record. Like that's just crazy to me.
Well, and that's what blew my mind. Like when you released your Scotch Porter video about the new update,
Yeah.
and people were questioning you on that. I'm like, are you kidding me? In this video, he says this is his highest affiliate right here. This is the one who helps pay his bills. And now he's like, I'm ready to pull everything because this sucks. I'm like,
yeah,
to
be completely transparent, I've had months where I've made more from Scotch Porter alone than I did teaching. And so for me to put that kind of money on the line, and they have since switched their affiliate program, and I have not been invited on the new one. So when I talk about like putting it on the line and losing thing, I just had a conference call with them actually, which is funny. And maybe have some info. They're trying to do some better things, but it's not working yet. But yeah, I mean, I've literally made more from Scotch Porter in several months than I did teaching. Usually when they do their deals, right? If we're going to be honest here, and it was just absolutely insane when you get, even on that, you get negative feedback. So for sure. And yeah, Jolly Old Fat Man said he sent products to me about a year ago or so, and gave him feedback in private. Absolutely, man. And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to help above all. I didn't ask him for money. I didn't do anything like that. I'm here to help.
Yeah, Bam makes some good stuff, some really, really good stuff.
Yeah, I was in his
beyond
earliest days, I think, when I tried it,
Nice.
His first couple cents.
Yeah, I got lucky. Barker's Beards referred Jolly Old Fat Man my way to get in touch with me.
Oh, cool. Good.
Yeah,
Good.
I was very blown up by that.
Yeah, and that's my other thing, as Bam says there, never asked for a dime. I've never asked a company for anything, right? People got to understand that. I'm not emailing companies and saying, hey, do you want to do a review? Oh, hey, you got to pay me. The only time I'm saying, hey, I have a fee is when they are asking me to come on my channel. And to do that obviously has some value. So that's the only thing that, I mean, if people listen, man, you'll see it. Charlie says, was that the company that was doing head hair? Yes, exactly. It was a big company that was working on head hair, and they're switching into the beard game. So they reached out, wanted me to review it, and it was really bad. Yeah, I never heard from them afterwards.
Steve, nice. Pull it up there, you slow ass internet.
That's true, Steve. And that's another funny one. I like the stories tonight. This is enjoyable. The the beard hydrate video. If you want a glimpse into my daily life, there was a reviewer from the UK, smaller reviewer. He messaged me probably a month ago or so. He's like, "Hey man, I don't know how you do it, but I've got a case of the thumbs down right now. People are coming through and they're disliking my video. Do you think you could just give me a shout out on your next video? Like say something about my channel and say how it's great and that people should go watch it just to help me out." And I was super honest with the dude. I was like, listen, man, I love helping people out. I just dropped a video with Beard Talk with Kyle and Joe. I said, I mentioned Dave all the time. Coming on Chris's channel, man. I love helping people when it's natural, when it makes sense, when it fits. Don't just come and ask me. I've never talked to you. Don't just come and ask, because my mindset is I've never asked anybody. I never asked to be on Scuba's channel. I've never asked Scuba to mention me in a video. People talked about me enough where he he knew he had to. And so we got to that point. And so I said, no, I said, I'm not going to give you a shout out in my next video. And then from there, I dropped my hydrate video that beard oil doesn't hydrate, because guess what? It doesn't. It's pretty common sense here. And if anybody disagrees with me, I always tell them, please go to the hospital and get an IV with oil. And then tell me if your body is going to be hydrated, okay? And he went on this tirade about how I'm such a terrible person. Then all these like UK people jumped on that bandwagon and started going crazy at me. And it all stems back, and what people don't realize, because I don't say this on my channel, I'm not going to give them publicity. What they don't realize is the dude literally begged me for a shout out, and I said no. So he was pissy about it. So that's what I deal with on a daily basis.
See, I always make the joke, and I'm going to use a Game of Thrones reference here. I'm always paying the iron price for everything. You know, I'm busting my butt. I'm like, I don't ask anybody for handouts. As a matter of fact, Gary even gave me crap because at one point he reached out and he's like, I liked your review. I want to send you product. And I'm like, okay, cool. But I kept buying stuff. And he's like, I can't send you shit if you buying. And I'm like, I'd rather support family and get reviews in,
Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's the other stuff people don't see is when I started my channel, I'd bought 50 beard oils. That was my limit. I said, I'm not going to start filming until I have 50 oils. So I bought 50 oils, did not ask a company for a giveaway, did not ask a company for an oil, did not ask anybody for anything. That's the biggest thing. And I've said for a long time, right? I get a fee for my videos. I am not biased because I have a ton to lose, right? If I told you that Copenhagen company was good or that company out of New York, I lose it all. If I tell you the new Scotch Porter conditioner is better, I lose it all. So I cannot be biased if I want to keep my channel. But there's a lot of guys that are begging for stuff. And when they say, hey, man, will you please send me stuff? Will you please send me stuff? Will you please send me stuff? They are now obliged to give a positive review because they asked for those things. That's biased. Yeah. And they're the ones attacking me. But you're doing it the right way. Just do your thing. It'll come.
Well, what a lot of people don't know is I started off doing a lot of like everyday carry and survival stuff. Yeah. So I got really comfortable behind the camera before I even went over to the beard side. And it was almost out of necessity that I did my very first beard product review for Whiskey, Ink, and Lace. It was just a weird company I found on Amazon, and it worked good in beard. So I'm like, I'm running out of stuff to review. Let me try this. And it got such an amazing feedback and amazing response, and just the growth on that video. I'm like, cool. And it was weird seeing like the beard community side as opposed to like a knife lover.
Oh yeah.
Because if you like Gerber products over like CRKT for knives, you would not believe the amount of hate that you get in your feedback. Oh my God. And I stress to everybody, the playlist is sitting out there. Affordable everyday carry blades. I set my spending limit here. I've got bills to pay. I've got 3 kids that are growing like weeds. I cannot go out and drop $350 on a blade to review once. It's not happening.
Right. A $15 bottle of beard oil is more accessible.
Thank you. Seriously. And it's really funny. My first bottle of beard oil came in a monthly subscription box from a survival company.
Oh, no way.
They sent out a hygiene box. Huh. Yeah, they sent out a hygiene box.
That's cool.
And that got me hooked on it. And from there, I went to like a Duke Cannon beard oil. And then it just started right down the rabbit hole from there.
Yeah. And you've had some pretty successful beard oil videos. You're in I can't remember. I've seen a couple of yours that were well in the thousands for views with some popular names, right?
Yeah, I got lucky. Like, my first mega successful one was from Badass Beard Care. Okay. They just released their ladies' man scent. I didn't know they just released it, so I shot the video on it.
Yeah, smart.
And it was weird. Yeah, it was weird when I'm like used to 20 views, 30 views, and that one hit like 600 in the first day. I'm like, okay,
Whoa.
cool.
Yeah, that's big. I got to ask Andrew. He said that because I haven't seen this. I commented on this dude's post one time, just like asking him to clarify, and he blocked me. But Andrew says that he made another post in response to my coronavirus video, which cracks me up too, man. The ones that I don't expect are killing me. A video that says wash your beard, right? The CDC has proven that you can kill a virus with soap. This is not like groundbreaking news. I wasn't like discovering some crazy research, which I'll pat myself on the back. I do go deep with research. That was not one of them. Wash your beard more often, I did not think was controversial. There were people that thought that I was like going crazy to say that. And I'm like, no, okay, you need links. All right. Here you go. Here's the FDA. Here's the CDC. Oh, you want a scientist from Europe? Okay, here you go. And I gave everything that people needed.
And that's what kills me is I know you do a lot more in-depth research than like I do on mine.
Yeah.
Because, you'll sit down and you come at it from different points, which makes sense, like with your background. But, where is it? Hopefully that pulls up on the screen. That's my typical background for a knife video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, stupid is
now. Granted,
yeah. That's true.
Granted, like a knife review is a hell of a lot different than like the coronavirus, but people just don't realize what you do, and that's why I said I had to steal from you in the beginning. You were a major inspiration.
That's an honor, man. And that one just caught me off guard. And even people in our smaller community were like, I'm not buying it. Beard wash doesn't kill the virus. Beard wash doesn't have soap ingredients in it. Oh my gosh. Like, really? What's in there then? I had to go in at least one. No, it wasn't even in private. It was in comments. And I had to go in and actually break down what ingredients in beard wash were soap ingredients.
Some people, as by being a teacher, that whole lead a horse to water, can't make it drink.
For sure. For sure. Thank you, Charlie. Appreciate that.
One of these days, I swear I'll get better internet, guys. I'm sorry. The area I'm in, I'm kind of locked into one provider, so I don't have much of a choice.
Yeah, we're locked into one too, but luckily it's pretty decent.
Not mine. Not mine.
Who do you have?
I've got Frontier Internet, and what they do in my little area, you're not paying just for your bandwidth. You're paying for like a pool in your area. What? So if you have somebody so if you have someone say like, I don't know, a household watching 5 different Netflix episodes and it's sucking up the bandwidth, anybody else in your area is going to suffer.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That doesn't even seem...
What? Sorry, go ahead.
That doesn't even seem like modern.
That's Skagit County in Washington for you, Teach. Seriously. And what kills me, I can look out my window, which is literally like right over there, and I can see their high-speed internet data banks, and they tell me I'm not in the right area to be able to have them.
That's crazy. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. No, we have control of ours. It's we don't have like the fiber optic Google cables or anything. My old house, I used to have the good AT&T one, Uverse, which was amazing. But my new house, which is a newer house by like 30 years, we don't have that. But I have Xfinity, and it's fine. It's good.
Yeah. It's one of those I really want to move just to get better internet. Nice. You've had that one before, right? The St. Cherry?
Yeah, this is probably my all-time favorite. So this is the the cherry hard cider, 6.9 alcohol percent. It's a good one. So good. People like to make fun of ciders. This boy's a 6.9.
Oh no, some ciders will knock you on your butt in a heartbeat. It'll sneak up and then punch you in the mouth when you're not even expecting it, you know?
Oh yeah. Teach getting juice. No, I enjoy ciders. I drink ciders on a regular basis, just not on my stream, right? I don't think a student would come into this stream, right? They may have saw my story post and hopped over here, but usually they're not that motivated to do that. But students do stop into mine because they subscribe or whatever. So I usually just don't get down on my own channel, but if I'm on Dave's, if I'm here, I'll live my normal life.
Yeah. Hey, we appreciate that and we welcome that. And Charlie, no joke, when we lived at my better half's parents' house when we first moved up here, I had to walk about 2 blocks down the street to make a cell phone call because we had no reception until we got about 2 blocks down.
Yeah, that's wild.
And what was good call? Nice.
Yeah, we don't.
They didn't even have. Sorry, go ahead, sir.
I would say we don't have great cell phone service at our house, but who talks on the phone these days?
Right. Robocalls asking you, you know, hey, you've just won this free stay at this hotel. You need to call this number right now.
Mm-hmm. Cheers, Steve.
And Steve, that one's for you, buddy.
Now, did you join the military right out of high school, or what's your military story?
Actually, I grew up in a family that had served all the way through. Okay. My dad was Navy for 30 years, so I grew up basically on naval bases.
Okay.
And I knew from like second grade on what I wanted to do. You know, I knew I was going to join because I saw the sense of pride, the sense of workmanship that everyone did, the sense of camaraderie. You know, it was you beat on one of us, you've got everyone you got to try to take out. And I joined when I was 17. I literally graduated high school, took the summer off, and then made the mistake of going to Fort Jackson, South Carolina in the middle of August.
Oh.
Yeah. But, you know, I had a wonderful 8 years. I would have done a lot more, but I'm not who I was back then.
Okay.
And who I was back then would have gotten in a lot more trouble because I'm not making this up. I had to sit through a class called Alternate Lifestyle Reality Training. That was when the whole gays in the military thing were coming up. I literally had to sit through an 8-hour class of you're not allowed to ask if someone's gay. And how I was raised, I knew I was going to get myself in a lot of trouble. I knew I was going to be stupid. So I did the right thing and got out. Now, shortly after 9/11, when everything happened, I tried to rejoin, but they diagnosed a heart issue and I couldn't serve that next contract.
Oh, wow. Now, because I've had students that knew they were going to join the military as well when I taught the high school and when I teach at the middle school even. And that mindset has hindered their education or their schooling. Almost the mindset, hey, I don't really have to do this. I know what I'm doing. I'm joining the military, but we obviously all know how important education is. Did that enter your mind at all as you were going through school?
Actually, what kept me seriously straight focused and narrow was my mother.
Oh, good.
And it's going to sound like every single stereotypical thing under the planet. She was a diehard Irish Catholic racist. You would get in trouble for everything. Like if your grades weren't all A+, it wasn't acceptable and you're committing a sin against God. So that's why I giggle And, everyone's complaining about, oh my God, 2-week lockdown. I'm like, man, I spent summers in my room in trouble with my mother. This is nothing. I have Wi-Fi now,
Yeah.
But it was, I wanted to keep on the straight and narrow. I knew I had to have a security clearance. I didn't want to do anything that would screw up my future of serving my country.
That's good.
And it was always comical. Like when I got to basic training, it was summer camp because these drill sergeants are in your face. They're yelling at you. They're doing everything else. I'm like, oh, this is just home. Okay, I'll do push-ups. Not a problem.
Like my mom.
I'll go running. Exactly. They were like, are we not phasing you? I'm like, can I give you my mom's number?
Right. Okay, that's good. And then where did life take you after the military? I don't know any. I obviously knew that you're a veteran and served, and we talked about that many times. But where did you go right after that?
After I got out, granted, my home of record was Connecticut, but I didn't really want to go there, so I moved to Oregon.
Okay.
I got the furthest away from everything that I'd ever been around in order to make me adapt to an all new world, an all new reality.
Yeah. Why there?
Seriously outside of my comfort zone.
It's
the furthest way I could find.
Did you have a job? Did you have an opportunity? Family? Like why there?
Yeah, my dad settled down out there after he got out of the Navy. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to come crash at your place for a while and get things going. And everything went great until I met the wrong person.
Oh.
Yeah. Joshua, I am in Skagit County in the wonderful city of Mount Vernon. But yeah, so I met the wrong person, basically lost everything. Had to move to Spokane, Washington for about 4 months. And I ended up meeting my better half through chance on a Facebook message. And it's been, it's been incredible ever since. I got to become a dad to 2 kids that I like to joke this way. I didn't create you, but I made you.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah. My daughter, Amber, I met her at 2 months old, and Caden I met when he was like 2 years and some change, or right around 3. Okay. And Caden had a lot of issues, and I had to get him straightened out. And it's really funny. All this, in case any of you guys are wondering, is all out there in my step-parent vlog stuff. I talk a lot about this. And it's neat seeing where our family was and where we are right now.
Yeah, and he won't have any memories before you.
Unfortunately, he's met his bio donor, and I've had to watch this poor kid suffer while this guy calls him every so often. And, he tries to tell him, oh, I love you. Oh, well, if it wasn't for this, it wasn't that. And when he gets off the phone, I'm like, Caden, if you want to cry, it's okay. If you want to be angry, it's okay. Let's just talk. Okay, yeah. Gary, I understand. It's just, it's one of those fallback things for me. Unfortunately, I don't know. I tend to label crap. I know I'm the only known because I've been there for them. The good, the bad, the ugly, through everything. I haven't quit on my kids yet. And I make this joke with them, and I know it's not socially appropriate. It's like if I was ever going to stop loving someone in this house for being someone dumb, it'd be my son. I am like, but I'm still here for you, buddy. We still get through things. We pull together as a family. No lie, he got so frustrated because of his conditions, he threw a chair at his substitute teacher.
Dang.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for story time?
Bring it.
So it's related to that. So I grew up poor, pretty much. We were really, really poor. Government cheese, all that stuff. And I just last year signed up for my first family doctor in my entire life. And I got double pneumonia when I was a kid because my parents' version of a doctor was calling into the hotline and describing the symptoms. And they're like, oh, he's got the flu, he's got this. And I ended up getting both lungs filled with fluid. I got really almost died, kind of crazy. But My parents were amazing. My parents are amazing. They're still together. My dad's my best friend. My mom's the greatest advice caring person in the world. My dad's a ruthless Republican, now businessman. He was a truck driver back in the day. And if you're on a sports court or facility with him, whether you're playing bags, beer pong, he's going to rip your throat out and he's going to win the competition. And my mom is Mother Teresa. You can show my mom a serial killer. Yeah, you show my mom a serial killer, and she will find the greatest sense of them, and they're amazing. They're traveling the world now. They're retired, doing great, absolutely great. So I had a wonderful upbringing. I couldn't have written it any better way because I remember being poor. I remember those times and those struggles. Sam, though, when she was born, her biological donor, as you said, left when she was 3 months old. So she was with her mom. Her mom bounced around from like boyfriend to boyfriend, Flint, Michigan, literally Flint, Michigan. Like I live in a city that's just outside of Flint. We're 7 miles from Flint, but she grew up in Flint. And so she went from city to city in Flint, different boyfriend's house, terrible school districts. And then in the 3rd grade, she met a guy that was named Brian. And Sam's mom married him, so that's her stepdad. He tried to adopt Sam, and the biological father, who Sam had never really met, never talked to, and had no interactions with, nothing, he denied it, right? You have to adopt if they have contact, the biological parent has to be able to give consent. And so he denied it. So Sam was messed up with that. Well, she's being raised by him, and Brian was a GM worker. He was the union president, tough, hard-nosed guy, but a good dude. And in high school, they move in, doing well. She's now a freshman in high school. Her mom and Brian get divorced and has a huge decision to make. This guy, Brian, is no longer her stepdad, but he's a little bit more stable, a little bit more, got a lot going. He's doing well. Her mom leaves, and Sam is now living with Brian, who is not her dad. He's not adopted. He's no longer married to her mom. And so they're in like a unique situation. And he was a good dude. He didn't want anybody to think anything weird. So he had affection issues. He wouldn't even hug her. He wouldn't say things that normal dads do because he didn't want people thinking, hey, I've got this beautiful high school girl for the wrong reasons. So he would like give her like elbow bumps and stuff like that to show affection. And so Sam had similar thing, the craziest upbringing from not knowing a real dad to her mom leaving this guy that had raised her and her staying. I mean, you don't hear that. You don't hear the girl staying with this guy as the mom leaves, So she's had a wild upbringing. She's an only child. So her whole life, literally all she's ever wanted to do was be a mom to a daughter. She just wanted to raise a girl the right way and raise a girl the way she was not raised. And so she was an accountant. She was a CPA when we got married and everything. And we had kids and tried to go back part-time because when we got married, I was like, hey, I'm a teacher. I'm not making money. You got to have a career. And we were both agreed on it. It was cool. And once we had Maddox, she tried to go back part-time and she cried every day on the way to work, every day on the way home because of how she was raised. She was like, I can't have anybody else raise my kids. I just need to raise my kids. So I had her stay home. We went through a couple of years of really bad financial times and I've talked about it before. But so, yeah, I can relate to your step parenting and the kid with his dad calling because that's Sam. That's her whole life, literally from day one.
I mean, it's funny. Like the first time I tried to get Caden involved in a video. Now, granted, he goes by his nickname in House of the Monkey because when I first met him, he literally had like a chimpanzee look going on. And I keep making fun of him. Like when he runs up the stairs, he hunches over like the monkeys in like the Marky Mark Planet of the Apes movies when he runs. And I'm like, oh, buddy, you're not helping yourself here. We tried to do a video with him and he broke down right in the middle of the video. And I had to put everything on pause, and I didn't even realize that the camera was still rolling. And I'm sitting there comforting him as I'm filming this video. So he approached me a little bit later. He's like, "I'd like to be in one of your live streams." I'm like, "Well, okay, let's go, bud." and he sat there the whole time, and it was really cool watching him interact with people and being able to talk to people that I know aren't going to be, jerks to him. And he was able to ask info and got great feedback, because as you're going to find out when your kids get a little older, you can tell them everything under the sun and they're like, oh, it's just dad. But they're going to hear it from like, I'm going to pick on him, like Steve, Ferrillo. And they're going to be like, oh, hey, that makes sense.
Oh, I know that, Lens. I'm a teacher, right? So I can build a quick relationship with a kid and say, dude, it's important for you to do your homework. And they're going to do their homework, and their parents are going to come in and say, Mr. Command, I've been telling them that for 10 years. You come in for 10 days and tell them, and they listen. So I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. And, it's just things that I always wanted a family, and it's weird. I'm pushing 50 here in a couple years. And, I've got my first biological kid. And like, I love joking around. The good Lord had to make sure I wasn't going to screw her up. So he gave me Caden and Amber first. I did okay with them. So I got Brianna.
Nice. How old were you when you had your daughter?
Oh, let's see. I'm turning 44.
Wow. Yeah. That's wild. I
will admit to everybody out there. Sorry, go ahead, sir.
I think I was 25 when I had Maddox.
Yep, 44. And I'll admit to everybody out there, I have Brianna's first sonogram photo still hanging on my wall. So that's the first thing I see when I wake up in the morning.
Absolutely. How's the colon? I'm doing good. Did you hear about, because I think you had to leave. Did you hear about the end of the stream last night?
Did you actually eat a chip or?
No, so we got like 350 likes. So I went and got a jerky stick, and I went up and got the last dab hot sauce, which is 2 million Scoville units, one of the hottest hot sauces in the world. And I put 2, and Bobby and anybody else can corroborate the story. I put 2 fat lines on it, and I destroyed the hot one's last dab hot sauce.
I know how that ended up, and hopefully it wasn't too painful. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, definitely hot both ways. Yeah, man, it was hot. And I'm Maximus. I'm 31 years old, turning 32.
Oh, that's reminding me of Korea. Oh my God. The winter I spent over there was like the hottest food I ever ate. They love making bonfires in your bellies.
Oh, yeah.
Whew.
I like it. I love heat. So tomorrow we have Majorly Bearded. We have 2 crazy hot jerkies. One is Carolina Reaper, and then the other is, I forget what the other one is, but it's 2 of the hottest peppers in the world.
Man, brother, I cannot wait for that one chip challenge. That one's going to tear you up.
Have you done that one?
No, but I watched a guy. He's about, I think it's like 250 pounds, like bodybuilder type.
Okay.
He passed out from the heat after chewing it.
What?
He got up. He kind of walked out of the room for a moment, and they had to catch him because he was like passing out.
Dang.
I giggled.
All right.
I laughed.
I'm doing it. I got to look it up. Somebody told me it was like $25. Like, I can do that.
Yeah. There's also, I think they're beans. I don't. It's like you get a whole pack where it starts out mild and burns all the way up to like nuclear meltdown right in there.
Oh yeah, yeah. They've got everything. They've got the chocolate one where it's like 12 pieces of chocolate, and you eat one piece every 10, or it's 6 pieces of chocolate. You eat one piece every 10 minutes. So it's within an hour. You have some crazy like 6 million Scoville units.
All I'm saying is keep a bunch of milk nearby.
I don't drink milk. That's gross.
Oh, that's right. Sorry. Yeah, that one's gonna hurt you.
I'll be all right. Yeah. So Steve has been asking me to do a live stream forever. Somebody messaged me last night and was like, David, who I'm on the stream with Sunday. He was like, man, Thank you for saying yes to my stream. I had never had any idea how many people ask you to do streams, which is an honor. I'm not saying that in any negative way whatsoever. But Steve's been asking me for a while, and Steve, I would accept that stream with you at the One Chip Challenge. You just got to send it to me.
Steve is actually going to be my guest next week if his schedule is okay.
Oh, cool.
Yep, Brianna got a care package in from Johnny Slicks about some of the ladies line that he does.
Okay.
And Brianna was trying to show it off, and I was like, so does anyone want to go to live? And Steve jumped in, and he was Brianna's first online guest. And they sat and talked back and forth for like 30 minutes. It was freaking awesome to watch.
That's great.
See, Steve, I'm bragging on you. I'm bragging on you.
I'm trying to find it. I can't find where you can buy it for $25. I'm seeing it on Amazon, but it was like $38. Sold out. Oh, it's sold out right now. That's why. Oh,
yeah. Well, if you've got Prime on Amazon, that might be like what, 10 days now?
Yeah. It's the Rona got it. So, Steve, I'll give you an open invite there. If you send me a One Chip Challenge, it's on, brother.
Yeah, I feel bad for those Amazon guys all of a sudden. I'm like, I wonder how many people are yelling at them that they're paying for Prime. They want it 1 day service, but it's coming like 9 days later.
Yeah, there's many things like that, right? We're paying for my son's karate class, and they're live streaming his karate, and I'm like, and we're going through tough times. I'm going to support local and all that, but I'm like, dang, like his karate's not cheap, and it is not the same for him to stand in front of the TV and go through some karate, right? We pay for the Detroit Zoo membership. Are they going to like bump our membership a couple months? There's a lot in flux right now.
Well, I mean, I get, and yeah, we can switch to that because I know I told you it usually lasts an hour. We've gone a little over that, so if you got a little time,
I'm good.
We can keep going. If not, I know. Okay, cool.
Tell me.
I am always respectful of all my guest time frames.
Nope, you kicked me off.
Yeah, I mean, I get things are going to change because of the virus. I'm like, there's some things lots of people can't understand. Like my kid in my apartment complex, they've got this massive little play area. And if you're being told stay inside, stay 6 feet away from people. I'm like, I see 32 kids out there running around and doing stuff. I'm like, I hope none of you have it, Yeah,
for sure.
Or like Walmart. I mean, I was laughing. I was in Rite Aid the other day, and they have markers on the ground like 6 feet away from each other, and you're told to wait there until they tell you to step forward. It's just like, wow, okay. I played this before in the military, but all right, let's keep going.
Yeah. I had to go, like I said, I had to go to a couple stores today, and it's definitely bizarre. It's definitely wild. Just things you wouldn't think of like that we're used to. Like a random thing is Jax will only eat a certain type of dairy, because Jax has double fold. He's celiac and he's lactose intolerant. So he eats this dairy-free yogurt that's soy milk. In both stores combined, he eats one every day. And we were out between 3 different stores that I've went to. They had to combine 3 yogurts of his. So we got 3 days until the ticking Jax bomb goes off. And so it's just stuff like that where I'm like, dude, I need his yogurt. You don't understand what this kid is like. And so that stuff is, my life's not really impacted much at all, but for the positive, but for the things that we need, I'm like, oh my gosh, come on, man. And Sam eats this oatmeal. It helps her with her breastfeeding and all this stuff. I don't know why. I don't ask, but for the last week, they've been sold out. I found a store today and they had 9. I bought all 9 boxes of that oatmeal. Yeah. Yes, Will, I'm all good. My heat level's good. Washing it down with a cider now. Good to go.
I think he's recovered by now, but you never know. It was funny. We went in Fred Meyer last weekend and just on toilet paper. I mean, we were okay for now, but it's one of those, If you find some, buy it. Just stock up a little. All they had was 5 rolls of 7th generation recycled toilet paper.
Nice.
Now, if you're thinking anything like I was, I'm like 7th generation recycled toilet paper. I'm like, just let the paper die, let it go on.
I think we use 7th generation for our baby wipes, actually.
Yeah, I guess I totally forgot drunken ordering some off of Amazon. Somehow I've got 9 packs of baby wipes that showed up.
Nice.
I'm like, okay, I'm flush with cash.
You're good. Yeah. Fred, is that what you call Meyer? Frederick Meyer?
Yeah. And then the wife wouldn't let me order a bidet. Gary, I don't know if you're in here, but yeah, I blame Holly. Gary and Holly had this, I want to say, like hour-long conversation on Instagram about bidets. And there we go. Pull that one up for you.
Yeah. You may have a video for this, but today I was researching grapeseed oil, and one site was saying how oils other than jojoba and argan are cheap fillers and not necessary. Garbage. That's the same tactic as wolf and iron. That's just like crazy ignorant. I don't get that approach of tearing others down to make yourself better. Like I said, there was another company recently that did that. They did it with a blog post, and then they did it with an Instagram post. And it was so crazy. It was like, if you're reading this, I'm about to tell you every company that you like is boring and are terrible, and we are better. And it like went on this huge tirade about how they were better. And I just don't get that, man, right? Like, that's not what we do here, right? Scuba is totally different than me. Totally different. I am by no means better than Scuba. He is by far a superior entertainer to me. He is by far superior quality video, audio, understanding of how all that works than me.
But that's what he does.
That's what he does. I mean,
no offense, he does have a leg up on you there.
Right. As he should. There's so many angles that make everybody amazing, and I would never, ever, ever like come out and be like, yeah, I'm way better than them. I'm way better than them. Right. I can never talk about being a veteran. I can never talk about everyday carry items. I can never talk about being a stepfather. Right. There's none of that stuff. And I just don't get why some companies take that approach. Our community is who's buying your stuff. You don't see us doing that.
Yeah. Agreed. And hey, Blake, how you doing? Sorry, bro. Didn't know you were watching, or we would have said hi to you earlier. I mean, I get like, okay, say like with the bearded community, how here's just 2 names right off the top of my head, like Beard Times with Scott or Mo the Bearded Shark. They're different in their review process, but you will have some people who are so diehard, like, oh, Scott says this is bad, I can't do it, even though Mo says it's good, but Scott says it's bad, so Mo's wrong.
Right.
And that still trips me out. And I love how like you and Scuba have that great friendship rivalry thing going on. Yeah. How you make fun of each other at times in videos. And I think that's how it should be,
Right. Yeah, I'm on his stream Thursday, and I think it was Connor in here, actually. Connor said, I think it was Connor. Connor, was it you? He said, he was like, yeah, dude, I found Scuba's channel from you. I found you first, and then you started talking about Scuba. I said, make sure on Thursday you come in the stream and tell him that.
Yeah, what's funny is like when I started researching beard oil videos, Scuba was the first guy I found. And then a couple months later, you were a suggested video.
Yeah. And it would be terrible to click on his video, click my suggested one, and then have some like feud back and forth. Nobody wants that. That's not enjoyable.
No, it's really not.
Yeah.
Really, truly not.
I had somebody criticize me earlier, and they were someone who tried reviews and it didn't work out for them because they weren't seeing instant success. And so they quit making videos. And they said, oh, you always have the cop out of saying when you're negative, you just say it doesn't work for your beard. Because that's true.
Thank you. Seriously, thank you.
That's not a cop-out. That's true.
I mean, like, the Grave Before Shave company. I think they were like what I consider the first big-time company I ever bought from.
Same.
When I first started on, my beard journey, I thought nothing could beat them. Nothing was better. Nothing will ever top this. And then I'll admit, Gary, plug your ears. I tried, Chesapeake Beard Co. and I went, wow, what a difference. Not saying Grave Before Shave is bad, but Chesapeake has a different effect in my beard, and my beard responds better to Chesapeake. So I would go with Chesapeake over a company that doesn't perform on that same level to me.
Agreed. It's Grave Before Shave is on Amazon. 2-day free shipping. Market average prices. Beautiful artwork. Decent scents. Decent products. Nothing wrong with that at all. At all. But it's not the companies that we know and love.
Well, yeah. And I know. Go ahead, sir.
Ben says, I've seen that. Dan, didn't you call it the 2-month reviewers? Yes. 2-month reviewers hate me. They absolutely hate me. Guys that make videos for 2 months, they don't see the instant gratification or the instant success, and then they see channels getting bigger and better and growing, and it drives them crazy, and they quit. And then when they quit, they have a brewing hatred for people that are still doing it. So yes, Ben, you're exactly right.
And guys, seriously, like with my channel, I was slogging away, putting out videos, and I really wasn't gaining any traction, but I just kept going at it. And I don't know why. In 2019, my channel just blew up. I entered 2019 under 1,000 subscribers. Now I'm looking at possibly hitting 3,000 in the next couple months.
Jeez.
And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing any differently, but I'm just going to keep doing it,
Yeah. You're over 2 right now?
I'm 2.6.
Dang, that's phenomenal, man. Yeah, and that's all it is I wasn't doing it for the number, right? I didn't start and do it to hit a certain number. I was just making videos, man. I was enjoying the process. I knew what I could be, but I wasn't doing it for that.
And like I said, I freely admitted it here tonight. I tried doing beard product reviews because I ran out of other stuff to review, and I just liked doing it,
Yeah.
It was so much easier to do a beard oil than to sit and break down why I like this blade, why I don't like this blade, and have to deal with the hateful comments.
Right.
It's so weird to even equate the two different niches, for lack of a better phrase.
No, it is. Yeah.
Or even this one will blow your mind. Do you remember when Omarosa released her book a while ago?
Yeah.
I did a review on that one.
Nice.
And what I do with my book reviews, normally I'll read the whole book and I'll pick out certain parts that really don't make any sense to me. And when I'm doing this, doing the review, I'm like, okay, well, on this page, this is exactly what was said. And I'll read the words. That blew up over a 72-hour period.
Really?
It got 3,000 views. Yeah, it got 3,000 views over a weekend. And I had to turn the comments off for about a year.
Wow.
Because
got nasty.
Everybody was, like you wouldn't believe, Teach. Like you seriously wouldn't believe. And people were fighting in the comments. And I'm like, I wanted to believe her, but the stuff she put in this book is so outrageous. How am I a racist for going, did this really happen?
Right. Right. That's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. It's funny how the comments and everything get going. I enjoy it. Like Will says, I appreciate you, Will. Thank you. He says, Dan gives knowledge and facts like no other. And I work my butt off for that tirelessly. The people that know me know I don't really sleep. And I know it's bad for your health, blah, blah, blah. My theory in life is I'm going to strike while it's hot. Like I don't ever want to go to bed and be like, man, what could have I done today? So I go at it full force.
Thank you.
And people will still bash me about that. You got to sleep, man. It's for your health. It's for your family. Nope. If I have a chance, I'm taking it. And so I sleep very, very little. And a lot of people don't see that. They don't even see the videos that I make about knowledge and facts. They look at, it's just funny. It's just funny what people don't see.
No, I preach exactly that to my kids every single day. And that's one of those great things I learned out of the military. Before my head hits that pillow, I'm thinking, what could I have done differently? Should I have done more? If I had, answer any of those little differently, I've got to get my ass out of bed and go set it right.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And I mean that. I sleep very little. I get up early. I go to bed late, and I'm working the whole time. And one of my favorite speeches is actually from a military man and captain. I forget his name right now. And it's have you heard the "Start Your Day by Making Your Bed" speech?
I filmed a review on his book. It's Admiral McRaven.
Yes, McRaven. I absolutely love that speech. Oh my gosh. About the little man bow and everything. Just an amazing speech.
Mm-hmm. His video is out there on YouTube, and his book is incredible. I actually filmed a review on that one, and his second book that he did about his time leading special operations community.
Okay. I'll have to check those out. I'll be honest, I don't have much time for books, but the video's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Talk about a motivating video. If you're not wanting to get up and run through a wall after watching his speech, something is seriously wrong with you.
Oh, yeah, for
sure. Just my opinion.
For sure. And like he says, start your day by doing something. I always do that, and I work till the end of it. And like I said, people don't usually see it, but if you see there, Bobby Bad and Beard Casey said, Dan was up past 1 a.m., hooked me up with some info. He messaged me last night and said, Dan, I got a problem. I know you're a source. Can you give me some credible information on this? I hit him with sources. I hit him with the info. It was at like 1 a.m. So I love it. I love being in that spot.
See, I felt bad sending you a message this morning at like 5 my time, I think it was. I'm like, I know he's a couple hours ahead, but I'm like, it's his family time, his kids, getting everything going. But yeah, it was just like, bam, you responded quick. And I'm like, okay.
No, that's the only way I know how to operate. We kind of talked about it before the stream started, but I'm used to this. And as Andrew said, he helped me out with some info last night. That's what I'm here for, man. I'm ready, and I'm used to it. Whatever I do, I go full in. When I'm coaching, I'm full in, and I have people that hated me as a coach. As a teacher, I have other teachers that hate me. And I said it to you, and I'll say it to everybody. I always rest easy with that hate because I know that I outwork them, right? I draw confidence from my work ethic.
It's okay. So that leads into a question that I try to remember to ask everybody.
Yeah.
What is that one thing? And I know we all hit our break point every single day. Like, screw it, I'm done. I can't go any further. I quit. But what is that one thing inside, Dan Command that goes, shut the fuck up and keep moving forward? What is that one thing?
All right, say it again. Rephrase. I didn't fully follow.
Okay, when you want to quit, and you just want to say, screw it, I'm done. What is that one thing inside you that makes you go forward, that keeps you driving?
I'll be 100% transparent and honest here, and people can take it how it is. I don't know if I have that in me. Like for me, I'm almost the opposite. I have to like almost pump my own brakes once in a while to like slow myself down a little bit. I don't know. I can't even think of anything that I've really considered quitting or changing my mind. I'll say this. I don't do something unless I really, really know it, or I really am into it. I'll give you an example. Sam and I don't really argue because the only time I get into arguments is when I know what the hell I'm talking about. Otherwise, I don't talk about it. Like, she'll bring something up and I'll be like, nope, you got me. I got no idea, right? A lot of people kind of dab a toe into an argument and they just I only go in when I know what I'm talking about. So that's why I never mind making my videos, because people are always going to try to come at me and are always going to try and challenge me. But if I make a video on it, I know what I'm talking about. So for me, I'm probably the opposite. I don't know. I just don't think I have I don't know. I don't have those. I'm almost like a freak. Like I probably have some kind of mental something where there's something that's turned on and I can't turn it off. So I just go, man. I just push.
No, I get that. Trust me, I do. For me, recently, it's been about my family. You know, I'm the guy setting the example, and I don't want my kids to look and go, well, daddy quits, daddy gives up, daddy does this, so I'm going to do it. You know, it's like I'm trying to show my son how to be the next generation of like an old school guy.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to show my daughters, don't settle for anything less than what you deserve, you know?
Yeah. There's another speech that I love, and it's titled, the smartest person I've ever, or the wisest man I knew was a third grade dropout. Are you familiar with that one?
Yeah.
So, and
Yes.
he's,
I believe, an African gentleman gave it as a commencement speech.
Yep. And he talks about how his dad would leave for work at 4 a.m. every morning. 4 a.m. every morning. He said one day he stopped and he stopped him and he said, "Dad, why are you?" When he was old enough to be able to kind of comprehend it, he said, "Dad, why are you leaving for work so early?" And he said, "Because I was hoping one day you'd catch me in the act of greatness." I'm like, dang, like yes, like you show them. You can talk your kid's head off, but you show them. And I'm the same way, man. My boys are gonna see a worker. They're gonna see someone that's grinding, but also has passion for their family. So what you said there, spot on. It made me think of that speech.
I had a old sergeant of mine who I still, maintain contact with, and he had this philosophy of teach, coach, train. If you're not doing any of those during the day, I don't even want to know you.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. And tons of great comments. Thank you guys for all these comments, man. You got great group in here. Archie earlier said, I love this. It's a supernatural process that happens with me, and I understand it. And he says, didn't like Dan at first because he seemed like he was a know-it-all, but then I listened. I saw he put in the work, lots of work, and is always available. Turn me right around. And you're the man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And I understand that's sometimes the first impression of me. And all I ever say with that is it's who I am. If I did anything else, it would be fake, right? I told you before the stream, something I hate above all other things is false humility. I don't like people who fake to be humble and stuff and say like, oh, it's not me. It's you guys, right? When people are like, I can't believe I hit 1,000 subscribers, but it's all because of you. Nope. I'm at 21,000 because I worked my absolute butt off, and there's no ways around that. Yeah. 21,000 people don't find a channel at random, so I don't like false humility.
Sure.
So, I am who I am. And then that was a great one. Andrew said, I remember one owner was telling Dan he wasn't using it right. Dan fired right back without holding back. The guy changed the subject after his comment. Yeah. And it's, like I said, if I talk about it, I know about it, right? I'm not going to get into an argument about things I don't know. And there are tons of them. People that watch my channel, they know there have been countless times where I say, I don't know. I'll get back to you. I'll find the answer. I'll find out. But I have no problem saying when I don't know.
You see, I respect that a hell of a lot more than people who try to BS their way through the answer. If you're honest with me and go, look, I don't know, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I just had somebody message me the other day about some like medical conditioner that females use for their head hair, and they're like, this hairdresser recommended it to me for my beard. What do you know about this? And I'll say, I'll be fully honest here. I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to look into it, and so. Right, I could make a recommendation and I could say a blanket statement and say, you know what, head hair conditioners aren't good for your beard, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't know on that specific one. So I wasn't going to tell them that it was bad because I didn't know.
I like this one by Steve. Good one, Steve.
That is true.
Thanks, brother.
That is true. Have you ever had to draw a knife on somebody in the civilian world?
Sadly, yes.
Nice. That's wild. I've never had to do anything like that.
I usually carry at least 3 blades on me.
Okay.
There's 2 I want you to see, and one you won't. But that one is going to get the job done.
Nice. That's smart. Are you a concealed carry permit?
Yes.
Yeah, same here.
Yes.
Yep.
See, for me, my daughters and my family are like the most important, and I hate to say it this way, but it's like the most important commodity that I have, and I will die to protect them.
Oh, same. And it's nothing I talk about on my channel and stuff, but I am a strong, if you were to go through my YouTube playlist, I am a strong 2A advocate. I'm
Yes.
very huge. Sam and my second date was at the gun range. I wanted to see what she was about.
Nice.
And if she was not comfortable with that or did not want to learn or it wasn't going to work out. So a second date, I took her to the gun range.
Nice.
Yep.
See, with my better half, it took her a little while to get more comfortable around things. And I will say this, and I know you guys are watching, with my everyday carry loadout videos, I usually do like one a month where I'll show what I'm carrying. I usually leave about 5 different things out. So
nice.
Yeah, after living in Portland, Oregon for a while with all the meth problems down there, and Mount Vernon really isn't, how shall we say, a utopia. I make sure if anything's got to happen, my kids know you haul ass this way. They know how to get in the house. They know, what to do, where to go while daddy's taking care of the bad stuff.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I've never had to do anything like that. I beat up a Canadian once.
Come on.
Yeah, that's
kind of redundant.
Yeah, I know. In Canada,
was he apologizing to you the whole? Oh, what?
In Canada,
was he apologizing to you the whole time? Going sorry, you gotta hit me, eh?
No. He was the rudest prick I'd ever encountered in my adult life.
Got to be a French Canadian. Oh, sorry for anybody who's French Canadian.
It was actually in Ontario.
God, nice.
I know, and that was with Sam too. That was fun. She got a glimpse.
So there's this wild side to Dan. Nice.
Oh yeah, no. Sam calmed me down a trillion times, and this is nothing that's hidden, nothing that's anything. Sam calmed me down a ton. In college, for whatever reason, I loved. I had a long-term girlfriend from my sophomore year in high school to my junior year in college, and we broke up. And once we broke up, and I was in college, I was a wild man, and for whatever reason, I just loved fighting. I loved getting in fights, and it was crazy. I was so. I don't know if you guys kind of know, like in college, you have like 2 camps, right? You have the fraternity camp where all the frat guys hang out and everything. And then you have the athletic camps, and all the athletes know each other. And for anybody that doesn't know, I played water polo at the University of Michigan. And just like you have frat houses, we have athletic frat houses. Then you have a street that's all the athlete houses. And like my best buddy in college was the captain of the wrestling team. And so
nice.
He clearly could throw. He was from Farmtown, Michigan, just in the boonies, and could throw down some drinks. I could hang too pretty strongly, and so we would just make like recreation out of going over to the frat houses, and they would usually start stuff with us, and they would just be it was fun. It was fun times. And then I met Sam the summer I graduated college, so I got it all out of my system. And she like calmed me down from there.
Nice. It's amazing the effect your better half has on you, because like with my current better half, you feel at ease, you feel at home, you feel wonderful. Like the one before her, I was almost sleeping with a blade under my pillow, wondering what's going to happen,
So true.
Hey, Dave, nice to see you here, brother.
Dave, happy early birthday.
Sorry, Beard and Motivation popped in.
Cool. And yeah, my ex-girlfriend, that was the one who like brought all the anger out and everything. As Josh said, he said, I was a huge fan of fighting until me and the lady got together. She put reins on me. Same, man. Couldn't say it any better. I enjoyed it. I woke up in the hospital once. I had been choked unconscious. I had been knocked out. I'm not like giving some like glory parade here saying I beat up everybody in the world. No, I had times where I had both arms held behind my back, dudes pounding on my face. I mean, I've taken licks, I've given licks, but I loved it. It was a weird obsession. Like I said, I have an obsessive personality.
No, I get it. You know, I got a lot of that out of my system in the military. Like when you go to towns and people get really, really pissed off, you know, like when your unit arrives and you're drinking and everyone flocks to you. It's like, oh God, here we go. You know?
Oh yeah.
And then living in Portland, Oregon for a while where everybody wants to fight you about everything.
Dude, Portland has some of the best like fighting videos online, like Antifa versus the what is the Good Boys?
Yeah, the Proud Boys. Proud Boys.
Yeah, the Proud Boys. Oh man, those are some of the best fight videos of all time.
Well, what gets me is I loved living in Portland when I was single because it's got like the greatest microbreweries. It has, you know, maybe too much info, but more adult-oriented businesses per capita than Las Vegas.
Wow.
But it also has a massive drug problem.
Okay.
So when you combine all of that together, you've got a whole bunch of stuff that's just like, wow, you know? When you're single, it's fun. But when you're trying to raise a son and you're trying to raise a little girl, that's just not good. You know?
Yeah, those fight videos are wild. I love watching them.
And the worst part is like the city council in Portland lets Antifa run everything.
For sure. They have dang parades.
Yeah. When you've got cops on the sideline because, well, the mayor's telling you don't touch them, and Antifa set your car on fire, it's time to take back your city.
Right. Yeah, I've only been to Seattle.
Oh, that's a weird one.
I had a great time.
Oh, it's fun, but it's just, wow, you know?
Yeah. I went out there for a week with my dad. We did some whitewater kayaking. We did salmon fishing. Ate some salmon right out of the boat. Filleted it up. Bam.
Oh yeah.
No cooking. Nothing. It was a good time.
Oh, and like their public square down there in Seattle is just phenomenal. You know, they've got lots of great, just historical stuff down there and attractions and everything else, but when you're paying more for a soda in Seattle than you are 5 minutes outside of Seattle because they're taxing the sugar.
Right. Yeah, that was where I first experienced like paper straws, paying for a plastic bag at a store. That was the first place that I had. Yeah, Pike Market, that was a cool place. And they the thing that stood out to me there, two things stood out to me with Seattle. One is the traffic was atrocious because the lanes are so skinny. They're like, we have
I know, right?
Huge lanes out here, but the lanes were like this. I'm like, whoa. Like I couldn't believe it. And then the other thing is the homeless population was unbelievable. Yeah. And I'm in the murder mint. I'm not exaggerating. Anybody that sent me mail, you sent me mail. You can Google my city in Flint. We're the next exit. I mean, it's right there. I spend a lot of time in Flint. We get all the Flint schools are shutting down, so I get a lot of Flint students. We're right here, so we are near poverty. I mean, it's as bad. Everybody knows Flint, Michigan, but it's like too hard to be homeless here, I guess, and we just don't have a lot of homeless people. And Seattle, I couldn't walk. I mean, the sidewalks were it wasn't for walking, it was for like living.
Well, and that's what killed me is like Seattle is funding public drug usage, giving them safe spots to go. They're not really encouraging homeless people to do anything. The last time I spent the night down there was in a pretty nice hotel in downtown.
Same.
Because we were watching the Dropkick Murphys. And it was weird. You look out your window and there's tents and everything right across the street. And then when we got to the arena where the show was going on, Antifa was showing up to protest.
Wow.
And I'm like, this is going to be a fun night. Here we go.
Right.
But I did like the cops' response to one of the Antifa guys. They're like, you know who's playing in there, right? That's a Celtic punk band. You know what's going to happen to you. You're sitting here in black skinny jeans. You may want to go away for a little while.
Right. Yeah, Wayne's right. It's too cold. Do you guys have winters like we do?
In my town, it'll get brutally cold for like a couple months, and we'll get snow like every other year. But when it gets cold, oh dear God, it's That's one of those times I wish my daughter was older and I could trust her more to go to the bus stop by herself.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. No.
Yeah, we get cold, but I just couldn't. I was shocked at the homeless population. And it's not like they were pleasant and it was a good experience walking by them.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, they were not nice
He
humans.
never is.
Because we'll have homeless people, but it's usually like in Detroit, if you go to a Tigers game, there'll be a couple homeless people that are asking for stuff, but they're like creative, they're nice, they're funny. Man, Seattle was not like that.
No, they're like, gimme now. You owe it to me.
Oh.
What are you trying to walk by me? Do I need to stand up and take it from you?
Yeah. It was like anger. Detroit, they like work for it.
The last homeless guy I gave money to, his sign was, "Don't want drugs, don't want food, just want beer." I'm like, here you go. Here's $5.
And if you work for it and you're going to do something like that, like I'm cool with that. I'm down with it, but don't get angry. Don't get aggressive with me. That's not going to work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's an old one, buddy. We said that everywhere. If it ain't raining, you ain't training. Oh, it never failed, Teach. You'd have like sun for 2 months. You go to the field, you set up everything, and then the skies just open up on you. And then like, okay, pack everything up. We're going home like 4 days later, and then the sun comes right back out.
Yeah, no, we got everything in Michigan, man. I like that though. We got all 4 seasons, like clearly defined 4 seasons.
See, I miss that from the East Coast. I just don't miss the humidity. And yeah, Gary, I know. I'm out here in the Pacific Northwest. It rains like every freaking day, so that's humidity. But it's not that you take 4 steps and everything on you is soaking wet, kind of humidity.
So we love mid-60s with a breeze, or even lower, mid-50s with a breeze. That's our dream temperature. And I think the closest we could ever come to finding that is the Pacific Northwest.
And see, I will admit this. Where I'm living, in the summer, it's really only just disgustingly hot for like a week and a half.
Okay.
And then it's usually like 70s, 80s, cool breeze, everything's fine. Like spring and autumn, it's not destroying you. But yeah, for that like 1 week and a half, oh dear God.
Yeah, we get pretty hot in the summer. We will routinely for a month be in the 90s, and there'll be times where we touch the hundreds.
Yeah, no thank you. Nope.
Yeah, like Dave living in Florida in the summer, that just doesn't even make human sense.
I agree. I was in MacDill Air Force Base for like a couple months before I went to Saudi Arabia, and yeah, that just wow. You see people throwing on a winter coat when it's 70.
Yeah,
sorry,
for sure. I don't know if you saw the other day, we lost power because it snowed. Some dingbat did not. When we don't get snow for a while and then we get it, people forget how to drive in the snow, and they forgot how to drive in the snow, and they crashed into the power post.
See how you had lost power? I was going to send you a message and go, well, if you need a guest host for Command's Corner.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they got it back up, luckily, because it was just the one pole that they had to fix. But I got a generator, so I would have been on no matter what.
It's kind of what I figured.
Yeah.
But okay, guys, I've had Dan for. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, generator's a lot like a concealed carry. Always glad to have it, but you hope you never have to use it.
Exactly. Guys, I've had Dan on here for a while, and I can hear my kids mobbing my better half downstairs, so I'm going to kind of cut it here for right now.
Sounds good, brother.
Yeah.
I appreciate you having me on.
Brother, when they tag team her 3-on-1, I got to go help her out. So, Dan, thank you so much for being on the channel. Seriously, I can't even believe it's been almost 2 hours.
That's great.
It just feels like I've been BSing with an old friend, and I really appreciate that.
I agree, man. I agree. And thank you all the guys with the super kind comments in the chat.
And guys, next week, provided his schedule is free, I always like to say this, Steve Beards and Wood over there in the comments, he's going to be my guest.
I'll be here.
So I hope you guys tune in and bring this awesome energy that you had for tonight, and let's make that a fun time. Until next time, guys, y'all have a good one. Come on, just end nice. Come on, end. With my internet, it always seems to take a little bit for it to end. It never fails. Hey, there you go.